football, it's life.
Yeah.
Right? And you're enjoying it, you know?
Yeah, man. Because we spoke last time, and I said, like, it's like anything you do, right?
Yeah.
Like, you love something, and when you love something, it's like a girlfriend or boyfriend. You love them, but they kind of do you bad sometimes. But you still love them so much that you're willing to do all these little things, little sacrifices to kind of like win over that kind of hate that they give towards you.
Yeah.
But you try to win them over.
Yeah.
So that's what soccer is, right? Soccer is the same thing. It's like you're gonna go through your trials, tribulations.
Yeah.
Right? You're gonna have your great days, great months, great weeks, but then you're gonna have your bad months.
It won't be sunshine every day,
it won't
right?
be sunshine every day, right? So it's like, and no one ever cares about the journey, right?
Yeah.
No one gives a damn about, you know, your process of getting there. The only thing they care about is
the dark times. Nobody cares,
no
bro.
one cares. Even if your journey was good, no one cares.
Yeah.
They only want to know, hey, did you make it or did you not? Did you get that promotion or did you not? That's all they care about. If you did get it, great, you move on. If you didn't get it, they don't care again.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect them, but for them it's like, okay, you didn't make it, so now you're not as valid anymore, or you were never valid. So
You're never valid.
for me, it's good, and you yourself, like, or anybody, is like you wake up every day to like go through the rehab process, go through those job applications, go through those interviews, right? You have to wake up every day to get that step by step, and when you make it, right? We'll use the word when, not if. When you make it, you could tell yourself that, yo, I did all this on my own.
Instead of just regretting that.
Instead of regretting, right?
And no one can done this.
Exactly. No one can tell you anything different. So for me, I think that's, you know, when I had my injury on my Achilles, it's a long, grueling process. But, you know, in the beginning, I was really mad and everything.
Yeah, like
then,
getting mad. Like, they don't, you know, they have things going on too, you know what I mean?
But it's like once you start something, it's like anything you do, man. It's like once you start something, it's difficult at first.
Yeah.
And then you get used to the motion, the way your body moves and things like that, and it becomes a norm. Like, okay, I know I can't walk for a couple months. All right, this is my reality right now. I know when I start walking, I can't jump, jog. I can do the most basic things that, you know, an athlete does,
bro.
right?
Just imagine.
Yeah. So, and then you embrace it every day, and then you embrace it because you are progressing. Like you walk, you're crawling, you're walking, you're jogging, you're sprinting. So you embrace that yourself, and then when you get to that end goal and rehab process, you're like, damn, I made it. Right?
Imagine going through all that. Like, no, like going through it is good, but knowing that it's gonna be hard is another like thing that most people they don't understand, right?
Yeah.
Some people they just like, damn, why always me? It's not you. There's other million people. It's happening to them.
Yeah.
Are you gonna complain or are you gonna try? You know, are you gonna go with the process? You know what I mean? So it's like, bruh, it's tough.
And it's like the Ronaldo story when he was at Sporting Academy. Him and his close friend, one of his best friends, they were both playing striker, I believe.
Yeah.
And no, it was a different academy before they went on to Sporting. But
When they were younger, right?
Yeah, when they were younger, the scouts told both of them that, hey, whoever scores the most goals signs to thing. And I think they were neck and neck on the goals.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo's friend had the ball, could have scored. But he plays across to Ronaldo and scores. And then, you know, Ronaldo's like, why do that? Because he said that you have more potential and greater value in the future. And, you know, so I think something like that, it's
rare.
It's rare, right? Yeah. Because he's competitive, his friend.
Yeah.
But he has to come to that realization, right? And there's nothing wrong with kind of, you know, Rick Ross says it, right? There's no such thing as a plan B when your plan A is always supposed to be real, right? But I think there's a 1A and a 1B, right? There is no plan B, but there's a 1A and a 1B, right? Not everyone plan A, not everyone is going to be that doctor. Not everyone's going to be that lawyer or anesthesiologist, right? Everyone's, or that professional athlete, right? So if you don't become a professional athlete, there's different venues. You can be a sports trainer. You can be a coach. You can be a scout. But I think that when you really believe in yourself through all the stuff that you as an individual go through, I think you'll get to your goal. I think it's
As long as you believe that, like, bro. Like,
just because your friends or your colleagues are doing well at that time doesn't mean you can't get there. Their time is their time, and your time is going to be your time.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing I think is more valuable than money is time. Right. Everyone why do we play sports? Right. Because we want to make the most money in our career. Of course. Right. There's a lot of money, and some people say athletes are overpaid.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. But
it's overpaid, but
you still want to watch, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
You're still gonna buy yourself a jersey, your kids a jersey, your cousin, and things like that. So I think that when it comes to things like that, I think you have to just really appreciate your own time, and it brings it back to the journey of, hey, you know what? I gotta embrace what I gotta do, and I can speak for myself. Like,
time is very important.
It's difficult, right?
Because nowadays it's easy. Everybody they're watching the social media. I want to be like this guy, but you're level 1. You're not even level 7 yet.
But I think it's because remember, at the end of the day, they only saw the end result. They only see the end of what Ronaldo was, or when he got to Manchester United, people really saw Ronaldo. Same with Messi. But you don't understand like all the stuff that went behind the scenes, right? Just because they got there and they are what they are now, these mogul stars, and all these different athletes being like that, you have to understand the time that they went through, right? And if you're willing to do that, do it. It may not work out the way it worked out for them, but you can get somewhere remotely close to it, and you can build your own legacy.
At the end of the day, I feel like it's just a mindset as well. Like, mindset plays a big thing there.
Yeah. And I think, as you get older, your mindset develops more, right? Because when we were kids, at our ages, like teenagers, we thought we knew it all. Like at 16, 17, 18.
Thinking you know everything.
Yeah,
but you don't know the reality. Once you sign that contract, you don't know what you know what I mean? Yeah.
Which makes sense because you've made it technically, right? But as coach always told me, there's going to be someone that's always faster than you, stronger, more athletic, more skilled, more technical. There's always going to be someone there, better, right? But how do you kind of combat that and go over them, right? So I think, like I said, when you get older, it's like you start to become more wise. I'm way more wise than I was even 2 years ago. Yeah. Right. And that was when I got the injury. So there's like little things that I do now that makes a difference. Yeah. Like I don't drink anymore. That's probably the biggest one.
Oh, my boy don't drink. You all stop playing with him, bro.
I don't drink anymore. But I think that's a personal thing that I want to do.
You're just growing. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with drinking. Like obviously, there's something wrong with it. Yeah. People who max out, but other than that, it's like you just realize, I don't need to do this no more. You know what I mean?
It's like you can still like people nowadays, like if you invite them to go out, they say, I don't want to drink. But I didn't ask if you want to drink. I said, do you want to go out?
Yeah.
Right? Or people say, hey, are you hungry? Do you want to eat?
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't want to spend money on food. I didn't ask if you want to spend money. I asked if are you hungry?
Yeah.
Right? So I think people are quick to jump to the end conclusion, right? So for me...
It's how we program, bro.
We're programmed. We're wired. That's how we're wired and we're triggered. Yeah. But I think it's just like that. I think like even I have some friends, that stopped playing and they're a lot more talented than I ever was.
That's true.
But I think for them, they probably saw a different avenue that didn't involve playing footy.
Yeah.
But for me, I love the game so much. So
even though they stop, I think they still love the game. It's just the fact that your mentality is different than them because obviously and again, bro, it's mine, bro. It's like they may be more talented than you, but it's like, damn, their mindset is different, but your mindset is just like, yo, you know what I mean? This is the only life I got, fuck it. I make it, I don't make it, but I want to make sure, like, I did it. You know what I mean?
I told you this the first time again. It's like, people now say, look, you're a really good player. But I tell, not everybody, but I tell some people that I feel like they need to know or understand is like, I'm not talented. I just worked hard. Very, very, very hard. I kind of relate to it like Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler's Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
But
he wasn't that good.
He wasn't that good, right? He didn't really, he's like Kawhi Leonard. They didn't have a jump shot. And I look at Kawhi as one of the best mid-range in the game. Right, so I was not talented at all. I'm still not talented. I just.
Now look at his mentality. I like that. He's like. I like that. I like that.
No, man. I think there's players that I played with and against that, like they have the talent. Like it's there. Just that obviously the mentality. Like they want to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Right. But for me, I came from the mud. Like I didn't have any skill. I used to be that kid that used to toe punt the ball.
Just love the game.
Yeah, just love the game, right?
You got Tuzo type of mentality. What's his name? You know what I mean? Pepe, I want to eat this. You know what I mean?
when you're a kid, you love something, right?
Yeah.
There's something you look at, like a role model or a sport, right? And you say, I want to be like that. Right? I want to do that. And that was my thing. But I knew I wasn't good. I knew I was not good at all. My mom would bring me to all these little individual sessions. My mom did it like the most, like any mom would, to get me to where I am now. So I think, it just, to where I am today compared to I was 5 years ago, the talent level is different. Again, I'm not saying I'm not talented, but the talent is much bigger.
That's a good mentality. I like that.
And the awareness is there too. So I think, I was trying to give some kids a little pep talk or whenever. Some parents that know me, like they just want some sort of idea and things like that. And I tell them, like, if your kid's talented, they're good. But then his mentality has to be good. If your kid is not talented, I think kids' mentality is stronger than someone that is talented because they know they're not good. So they have to get even inch closer to that player that's talented.
You gotta bring out some.
Yeah, so that's how I view it. But here I am today, and I could say that it's been up and down. It's been rocky, but I'm still at a good age, and I still have a lot of ability to play.
You're healthy, bro.
Right? So I'm healthy, good. That's number one,
of yourself,
right?
Bro.
So I think that's just the important thing for anybody, man. Like anyone that listens to this episode is like, for me. Like, who cares? People have told me so many things, man. Like, a lot of more bad than good.
You already went through it.
Yeah, I went through it.
You went to the forest already. You swim with the sharks.
And in the moment, I was upset, man. Like, I was jealous. I wanted revenge.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that, like, because I like when people tell me those things.
It made you stronger.
Yeah.
Either break you or make you stronger.
Yeah, it's one or the other. There's no in between, right? It's not, I'm half of this and some of this. It's you go through it and you make it, or it breaks you, right? And there's some points where it was starting to break me down, but I just I have a good supporting cast, and I just stuck to my guns, man. And even I think the big one for me is when my uncle passed away. That was a changer factor, right? That was the biggest one. That really, because he was, along with my mom, my biggest fan. So I think for me, it's just like when I saw that lost, I said I had to make it at some point. And this was before I turned pro, but I said I have to make it because, when you have someone in your corner so much and you have people in your corner and they're gone physically, you want to do everything to make that dream a reality that they want to be a part of. And they were so much wishing that, hey, Duran, you're my nephew, but I'm going to, so it's just for me, that's the biggest one, right? So if I can get through that, all these name callings or what certain people, especially higher people, have done to me, that's just smoke and mirrors.
Small talk, right?
Yeah, small talk is nothing. So it's the way I am, and I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
But having that mentality itself, imagine there's like millions of you guys just thinking like that.
Yeah,
it'd be crazy, man.
Yeah, if it was something, if everyone could be a professional footballer, a professional athlete, it would be easy, right?
That's why it's 1% job, 1%, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? So I think. And if you look at some players who are playing at the high level, you say to them, hey, they're not even that talented.
They're not.
But when they got the opportunity, they took it. Right? They were just that talented or that special in that moment, in that training session, in that trial, in that game, right? And then they took it. Now they thrived, and they are where they are now.
Bro, that's crazy, man. The mentality plays a big.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Do you mind me when I'm talented. Not gonna lie. Everything's pure. Never have to go to one-on-one sessions. Nothing. I'm like the Brazilian, right? So when I was in my youth, like 12, 14, 15, 16, bro, I play like Messi. I never had any position, nothing. The coach would say, go. Just do whatever you do. Because I want the ball all the fucking time. But when it comes to practice, bro, I don't want to build practice. You know what I mean? It's like
Allen Iverson.
Like I just let me play, bro. The coach will set me off. I'm like, bro, I'm not sweating. If I don't sweat, I don't feel like I did anything. You know what I mean? I'll probably go to the gym after because I'm like, I need to go sweat. You know what I mean? So I had when I was like, 14, 15, we didn't have we didn't have the social media of like watching all these motivation videos. We would just go outside, we play, whatever, But then as soon as I turned 18, 19, now that this is when I came with TFC, they tried TFC. You know how they get you, but they don't contact you back, whatever. When LA, I made all these tryouts. I made it, the last make it, but they don't fuck with you. Because they didn't have a reason to say, no, you're not good. They have no reason, right? That's why I was like, yo, the older you get, the harder you get, the more you gotta work.
Because when you get older, it's like they expect you to already have the level.
Yeah.
Right? There's not let's teach you, develop you. That's
no,
the
they don't
ones.
care. That's when you know they don't care.
They don't.
My culture, we used to go eat at his house, call me, how you doing? All that bullshit. Once you go to the real world, done.
Yep.
Done, bro.
I think that's just the margins, man. It's like it's there, right? It's like, do you take it or not? It's like, are you gonna place? It's like scare money don't make money. It's like, are you place that bet to make that money? You may lose it, but if you don't place the bet, there's zero chance you get it, right? So that's the margin we're talking about. It's so small and so minuscule that, if you do it, you gotta do it, right? And I think when I went to England years ago, when I was like 13 or something like that, my friends that know me, they know the story so well. As was when I was at Chelsea, not with Chelsea, but I was doing a little fun thing with Chelsea.
Yeah.
And it was like a time where you have to pay to do it, right? You couldn't just, what Chelsea scouts gonna come to Brampton, Ontario? Just come scout some
fly
kid,
out,
right? So we had to pay. I went with my dad and a couple other dads and their sons went as well. And after it's done, like it was really good. Like the environment, the professionalism is up there. But I won the most. They were giving out award like best defender, technical midfielder, and I won the best or most sportsmanlike. Like good job, guys.
Yeah.
I hated that award because that didn't demonstrate any sort of my skill.
Yeah,
right? And I was young. I wanted to be the best player.
Yeah.
So it's done, and then I come home, and 2 weeks after, I'm getting mails from the Chelsea academy director at the time. And before I went to England, the difference was they said, "Dear Trialer." They didn't acknowledge who I was, nothing.
Oh.
But when I came back, and I guess I did good enough, they acknowledged who I was. They said, "Dear Duran Lee," and then the sporting director. But at that time, my parents, especially my mom, she wanted me to be, the doctor, lawyer, judge thing. But at that age, I wanted to only play football. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to wear the uniform. I wanted to just play
Give
footy.
me the ball, bro.
That's it. Yeah. And I remember she just looked at me and said, "No, you're not going." And they were going to cover everything. My parents just had to pay for the flight there. But they didn't go. I kept the letters and things like that. But that was the margin of not going, right? If I went there, maybe I don't stay with Chelsea for my whole
youth. It would have been like something like reading, whatever.
Yeah, I would have been somewhere else, right? So those are the smallest of margin. And it's the mentality of Canadian parents,
Yeah. It's what they see, how they grow, is the environment.
It's not about sending your kid to Europe or to Asia or to South America.
Yeah.
It's about sending your kid on scholarship to school in the U.S. I think that's the drop-off that...
And that's the mentality.
That's the mentality because that's what they were brought up in. They're brought up in get an education, things like that. But now what's happening? You have seen so many kids, so many people that don't even go to university or college, and they're making six figures, right? Because YouTube University is the freest and most best tuition you can get.
No, bro. No, I say that. Bro. I tell my sisters. I mean, my sister's different, but I always tell them, yes, go to uni, but educate yourself first before. You know what I mean? Don't just go let somebody tell you. Teach you. YouTube is there.
YouTube is there. Even if you want to. You don't have to pay to go to coaching. Just search up what you want to work on. Someone on YouTube is going to show you how to do the drills. You go out to open fields, right? And you do the drills.
You know how many things I learned from YouTube? Just tiny stuff, eh?
Exactly.
Just tiny. I'm like, you can learn mechanic on YouTube.
Exactly. You don't have to pay anything.
But I'm like, wow.
And if you do pay, it's nowhere near close to what you would pay if you had to go to college or university. So I think that, it's just, I can't say it's unfortunate because who wouldn't want the kid to get an education and not having to pay full tuition or maybe a portion of it? I can understand that. But if your son or daughter wants to make this a thing in their career, you have to let them go and do it.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
You don't always correct them on every little thing. Let them make the mistakes.
Yeah, what I find out is just as a black parent, it's feel like African black, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're younger, they want you. They're like, they want you to be like a little bit like go to school, this and that. But as soon as you start growing, like, you know what? That's you know what I mean.
Yeah, everything like you have it's like tunnel, right? It's like a horse in a race, right? It's straight. You can't go left or right. It's this and that's it.
There's no left or right, yeah.
But then what happens when, it doesn't work out the way you wanted for your kid? Now they're stuck.
Yeah.
Right? be the parent, and I don't have kids, so I know, but be the parent that when your kid makes a mistake, because they're going to make a mistake, just like how you made those mistakes, right? Just like that, right? When your kid makes that mistake, then you tutor them, right? You're not telling them, oh, you can't do that no more. Just like, hey, go a different avenue. Because the best teacher is experience and mistakes, right? It's not when someone tells you to do something. It's like when you learn from a mistake or get a mistake and experience, right? So, I just think maybe, and my parents had a European mentality or a South American parent mentality. You don't think Messi's parents were thinking that, or LeBron's parents were thinking that, hey, you got to go to school, get education. Now look, like money's nothing for them, right? And again, I'm not saying that every athlete's son or daughter is going to get that. But at the same time, it's like, I think we need to rewire that mentality, right? We have to rewire our mentality of like, how many guys on the national team have a college degree? There's just people like really think that for a second. How many guys that went to the World Cup or are on the World Cup team have a college or university degree? How many? You could probably count less than half your hand, right? How many of them? And they're making good stuff. They're doing well. They're well off. They can buy their mom, dad, any sort of house. So you have to think of those things. Yes, we're talking about, 18 guys on the roster, 23 guys on the roster. But why can't your kid do that? It doesn't have to make the national team.
Why don't you think a kid can be there?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. U.S. men's national team. How many guys have a university college degree? Spain, same thing, right?
University is just it's literally a way. I'm not saying waste of time.
I have to say this with university. It's a scam.
It's
a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's always been a scam because, especially nowadays, right? Don't get me wrong. Engineer, anesthesiologists, doctors. You have.
I see what you mean.
But business, why you need to go to pay $100,000 for business? Go learn online. Right. And little things like that. Learning English. I'm not trying to discredit people that learn English or their major is English, but you can't tell me you need to pay so much money.
Wait a minute. People go to
so if you ask someone what's their major, they say I'm studying, like my major is English. It's the thing.
No way.
Look it up, man.
Bro, I'm behind, bro. I've been living in a cave.
So I just think like those, and everyone do their thing, but I think those certain degrees that don't require you waking up so early in the morning, dragging yourself to class, sipping on and eating ramen noodle, I don't think you have to go that route, right? Because then what happens? You get your college degree, you're hundreds of $1,000s in debt, you got to work at a job you hate so much to go pay back your tuition. For what though? Right? Why not just go sit down on YouTube? Why not find a little side job on the side? You don't have so that's what I think that's my mentality, right? And I'm not saying my mentality is the only mentality. No chance, right? But I just think
that's what they don't want to hear.
They don't want to hear, right? They don't want to hear that. Oh, well, this and that, blah blah blah. Listen, I don't even have my college degree yet. And my dad's still harsh on me when not getting it. If I break my leg,
like that,
if I break my leg today, career's done. I can go get my college degree anytime. But it's not going anywhere. Right, I can
it's
go
not gonna fly. You can get it when you're 50.
I can get it, but I can't. Who knows what happens 5 years from now? Right. So I just think that if you're gonna go all in with sports or be a professional, go all in and be a professional. You want to go all in and be a doctor, go all in and be a doctor. Right. But you can't one guy, Fraser Aird. He did an interview way back with provincial days, and the interviewer asked him, why do you think the talent level or the development is so off in Canada? It's because when we're brought up, we're always taught to do basketball, track, football, baseball, all these different sports. Hockey, instead of focusing on one damn sport. You do work on your craft. Right? I was that kid. I did 3 sports at once. Right? And
do you know how to skate?
Oh, I tried. No chance.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah. I did skiing, I think my grade 7 year of elementary school. It was fun though. I liked it a lot, but black guy, man.